back to Daytime. Well, when you think about renovating your home, there are two areas that for me would be key in our house. One would be the kitchen, because as much as we're not in the farmhouse where I grew up anymore, the kitchen is where everything happens in our home and it needs to be functional. The second one would be the master bedroom, because that's my space and I want to create it into my space. And those are the two renovation projects we're going to talk about today with Paul Meier, who joins us from Pioneer Craftsman Limited. Not my renovations yet, she said, making Roger twitch in the background. But this is a project that you tackled with I guess you called it a mature family home that had several key areas. And you're focusing today on the kitchen and the master bedroom projects that you did with them.
Specifically the master bathroom upstairs and the kitchen area. Yeah, a mature family, your typical, they bought the house new when they had young kids. They've grown up in the house. They've added a pool. They've added a hot tub. They've lived in the house and love the neighborhood, love the neighbors. Now they're in a little bit of transition. The kids are kind of off to university, but they love to entertain. They're professional. They like the having the large couples over for dinner, or the large groups of people over for dinner or parties, and they want to see their house transition to make those things happen better and more enjoyable.
Well, and it's funny when you've kind of grown up in a home. Moving isn't always the option. You know, when you get to know the neighborhood and you love the area, you love the neighbors, you love the things about it, you want to make the home become what you need as opposed to moving to someplace else where, you get what you want.
That's right, that's right. I mean, even things like, the living room has come one of those kind of maybe passé things that people still want to have a formal dining room, the living room can go. So these people were willing to give up something to let the house evolve with them as well. Putting on a small addition and updating things, opening it up, are common key items that we're hearing from people, that they want more view to their backyard, they want more light, and they want larger spaces.
Oh, I think that's, I just to go back to the term you used, I like saying how you said that the house evolves with them. They want a house that evolves with them. And that's kind of a key point, is that we're seeing that sort of thing where people are, I mean, their lives have changed, their lifestyles have changed, and their house needs to reflect that. So, and again, this is where people like you come in. So it's done, and it's done well. I understand we have some before photos.
Yeah, we can look at some before shots.
Okay.
They're the before of the bathroom upstairs. It's kind of a little kind of dull and boring.
Well, and what I call typical, typical in a
yeah.
lot of homes, that long, thin bathroom.
You've got the builder stuff that was incorporated in the home, the laminate tops and the cabinetry that acted as storage but not very convenient. The tub at the end of the room without any kind of jacuzzi or any kind of intimacy to it, and really lacked a lot of storage. And then kind of they wanted it to marry with some of the furnishings in their bedroom. They had some nice red mahogany furnishing. So again, taking some of the continuity from the bedroom into the bathroom. Not a lot of drastic changes up in this bathroom.
And quite frankly, I think that a bathtub without a sauna is just, or a jacuzzi is just uncivilized. Personally, it's all about the bubbles in the bathtub, isn't it, folks? There we go. Okay, so this is this is the before. And what else have you brought with us?
Some befores of the kitchen.
Okay.
Which we can go to. This is actually coming from the old dining room area that we took down some walls and moved the kitchen, made it a little bit bigger, and then they transitioned their actual dining area into where their living room was. And then this is this is actually an older addition that they had done at some point during needing more space in a family area. But looking back into the old kitchen, again, congested. It was what it was. It was your typical sized kitchen for a family of four. Enough area for one person to work in. After that, it starts to get a little congested. A little bit tired in its decor. But it certainly served the use for 25 years of the family.
Right.
Like you say, now they're looking at evolving. They want to entertain a little bit more, and they want the room to do that.
Well, and I understand with this family, they love to cook. So the kitchen was going to become a key area for them.
Right. And the clients, like you say, love to cook. They needed the space to kind of have things out. Obviously cooking the Thanksgiving dinner and having everything ready at the right time requires the space and the movement to be able to do all that. Refrigeration space. I mean, they had a fridge in the garage, downstairs, and to accommodate, their lifestyles now. So now they wanted to have some of that stuff move back into their kitchen space to make things more convenient.
Well, and it's an interesting challenge for you and the design team at Pioneer because, well, they love to entertain. Entertaining only happens, once a week, once every couple of weeks, and that the rest of the time it has to be your living space.
That's right.
So you don't want to look at making this huge space that the rest of the time you're kind of wandering around and hearing the echoes come off the back wall. So it's kind of a tough thing to marry those two and have it come out to be exactly what they want.
And especially the person that's doing the cooking on a daily basis. I mean, they don't want to walk from one side of the kitchen to the next to get to the refrigerator. That's this monstrous thing that, it accommodates that party that's once a month, like you say. Everything has to be in a convenient space and not a tiresome, laborious activity every day.
And I think there are advantages to kind of the out-of-the-box solutions that are available at your major building stores. But where an organization like you comes into play is that again, you take into these, into account these very specific needs and kind of work with that as your starting point versus trying to make your lifestyle almost fit the prefab.
That's right. I mean, appliances are just kind of off the deep end these days. This client did some good research with their appliances, and there were some specifics that had to be fit, and your building box type cabinet isn't going to accommodate that. Like you say, also kind of accommodating furniture and other things like their cabinetry to act as that excess storage really worked well in this kitchen as well.
Well, and sometimes until you sit down and you talk it out with somebody, you might think you know what you want, but you really don't. When you start having that discussion and the two of you are sitting there with somebody else and saying, but we have no storage for that. So we have to, simple comments like that can all of a sudden tweak something with you where you say, okay, then why can't we create more storage? Why can't we do that? And suddenly the initial idea you may have had evolves into something completely different.
That's right. And we'll get to see in a second some of those transitions. We started with three plans, and we kind of whittled it down to a marry of those three into one. And
for the Uber plan.
Well, we get to see the Uber plan
There we
when
go.
we come back for both the kitchen and the bathroom renovations, courtesy of Pioneer Craftsman Limited. Back in just a moment.